where we removed the cabinet that had the sink in it, underneath that was a big hole just in the house. You could see to the outside through that hole.
Doing numbers like I'm MJ and Dash Jackson and Jordan. Boy, I'm killing y'all boring. Time to give the world what they really need. That's the HO in my...
My name is Darius Lester, D, financial philosopher, and this is Mammoth Money Mindset. And this will be episode 2 of Start Anyway, Flipping a House. So in this episode, I will talk to you about the numbers, right? How much I paid, how much I plan on paying, and what I hope to get out of it. All right. So simply put, I so far have put $73,000 into this home. That's how much the purchase price was for the property. My closing costs weren't really that much, so it's still under 74,000. It was like maybe a couple extra hundred to get it all the stuff processed and finished. So I'm hoping to not put any more than 15 grand into it. My contractor, he quoted me that he could do all the work needed for about 5 grand. Me being who I am, I'm estimating that it's going to cost more than that, because I'm sure something that he's not anticipating and that I'm not anticipating is going to happen. And that's going to cause me to have to spend more money on labor. So that 5 grand, just so you know, is only covering the labor that the contractor would have to do. That has nothing to do with getting the actual materials for things. I just in materials, I was estimating, if he's saying 5 grand, let's just say it's another 5 grand to do it. So I'm hoping 10 grand is like a good area for me on how much I'm spending. And then, like I said, I would understand if I had to go up to 15 grand to get everything done and ready for someone to move into it. My goal is to rent this property out and to refinance it. So I need to get it looking good so that it refinances for a higher amount so that I can pull my money back to pay my investors, because I did get investors for this project. That's how I was able to pay for it just outright. What else? Oh, so... And I mean, I guess next video we'll get into what we've actually done so far. But I will say so far, I have knocked out the cabinets and just, I was getting on my HGTV brain, right? I think me just being excited about this being my first, flip, I think everybody is like, ooh, I want to redo a kitchen. I think if you ask anybody what they want to redo out of their entire house, if they could redo one place, I think it's always the kitchen. So I was like, went in there, saw stuff was looking warped, looking crazy. I was like, you know what? Knock down the cabinets. All of them. Dude was like, all of them? I was like, yep, get them out of here. He was like, okay. And he did it. He knocked them all out. And then he called me. Well, he sent me a video message. He's like, oh, we got a problem. Heart dropped to my stomach. And I was like, oh, here we go. It's already starting. And then basically it was a video showing where we removed the cabinet that had the sink in it. Underneath that was a big hole just in the house. You could see to the outside through that hole. So basically that was like covered up with the cabinets and the sink. So we had no way to know it was there until we removed the sinks. So I had to pay that. In itself was like an extra that was like an extra $800 in labor to get pretty much all that wood cleaned out, get new support beams thrown in, get new top layers and all that stuff, and get everything sealed up, nicely to where it's like there wasn't a hole ever there. So it's already beginning. Like I said, that's why I don't take any numbers for face value, because you never know what you're going to end up finding. Again, this is my first time doing it, so I definitely don't know what I'm going to end up finding. So we're still pressing through. We've moved a couple things. I guess I'm already talking about it. So again, I'll go back and add pictures of the hole that I'm talking about and what it looked like after that. Something else that we've worked on so far is in the master bathroom. There was already like a hole behind the main faucet. So we had to move that out. We raised the faucet because it was like below my chin level when you're standing up in it, which is unsat. I don't know who could use that. I'm 6'1". If anybody's taller, it's hitting their stomach. That's no go. But that didn't cost me too much extra because instead of removing the pink tiles, we just decided to paint them white. So since I cut costs there, he was cool with hooking up the bathroom or removing stuff out of it without charging me any extra. Yep. This number was supposed to be mainly on numbers, right? But I mean, I think for the most part, I think that's pretty good. I think you have an idea. Oh, what I'm planning on getting out of the house. Man, I got way off script with that. So, 73 in. I'm hoping to put 10 in. I'm sure that it's going to be more than 10. But so let's just say 15. So 73 plus 15 equals 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. So that'll be 88,000. I'm hoping to get the house valued. I mean, if I could get it at 130, that'd be beautiful. But I'm expecting it to come in under that. So I mean, if I can get it at 120, I'll still be pretty cool, right? Because then refinance out the loan that I'm getting, I'll have to put down a good, 30% on it. But at least if it was that amount, I could pull the money out and pay back my investors. Like I said, this is my first one, so I'm expecting to make mistakes. Like I had a more experienced investor already come in and look at the property just because I was having lunch with him. He's like, "Oh, I want to go see it," because he's just interested because he loves real estate. But he let me know. He's like, "Why'd you take out the cabinets?" And I was like, "I don't know. I want to take out the cabinets. They didn't look good." And he was like, "Never take out the cabinets. Just clean them up. If you got to replace some doors, get stuff sanded down, repainted. You'll never have to do that." Which I'm seeing why, because I'm working on getting a quote for my new cabinets, and that junk is expensive. That's more expensive than any of the other stuff that I'm working on in the house. And it's for something that I didn't have to remove. I could have just paid a much lesser amount just to get the cabinets cleaned up and functional. So that's something of note to work on with whatever next property I end up doing. So I have no problem with this being a learning experience. My main goal is paying back my investors. Even if I come out of this with like zero extra dollars in my pocket, doesn't really matter to me because one, I have a house. So that in itself is a win. So if I just get the house by itself and I'm able to pay everybody back and then I can get a renter into it, I'm perfectly fine with that. So yeah, this is all for a learning experience. I'm going through the motions. I might suffer the hardship, but that's fine. I'd rather you watch this and hear what I'm doing wrong and do it right yourself. So again, my name is Darius Lester, your financial philosopher, and this is Mammoth Money Mindset.